Hello, I'm Chef Scotty, your host of Food for Thought, where the food is fresh and the topics are hot. So come to find out, when I got to Hawaii, that the person that came to pick me up was my wife, but not at the time. She came and picked me up.
No.
Hi, I'm Chef Scotty J, and welcome to another episode of Food for Thought and the Soul. Here's where we talk about food and how it feeds the heart of our soul. And today, I'm here in Macon, Georgia, at the Brookhaven Lounge with a special guest right here, Ed Green.
Yes.
And we're gonna let him introduce himself, and then we're gonna get into some conversation on something that's fascinated me for the longest time, and that I've taken part of, and I enjoy doing. And we'll get into that. But first, go ahead and introduce yourself, Ed.
Hey, my name is Ed Green. I live here in Macon, Georgia, originally from Charlotte, South Carolina. They call me Mr. Cigar.
Mr. Cigar.
Because I do my cigars.
Oh, your cigars?
Yeah.
All right. So where you say you're from again?
Charleston, South Carolina.
Charleston, South Carolina. Man, I tell you, Charleston is a great place. Me and my wife go there for anniversary sometime. We've been there twice.
Okay.
And we love Charleston. You know, they got great food, good atmosphere.
Beautiful place.
It's just nice, man. And we stayed downtown. We walked to the what is it? The thing in the middle of the
market.
The market.
Marketplace,
Yeah. We walked to the market and back. But love it, man.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Beautiful
So,
place.
but I just again thank you, man, for coming home, man, and like I say, and thank Brookhaven for letting us, film here, and we got our drink, so that's
Yeah, I thank you for having me on, man.
Yeah, it's a great show, and
Yes,
best
sir.
wishes to you.
All right, well, thank you.
All right, so what I wanted to get at today, Ed, is man, I took up a habit in when I was in the military. And I did 27 years deployed so many times, and I found out took up a habit with cigars. And so you, being a cigar connoisseur,
Yeah.
all right, they don't call you Mr. Cigar for nothing.
Right.
So I just want to talk a little bit about what got you started with the cigars.
All right, now, I got two stories about that.
Okay.
What got me, doing cigars, my granddad and his brother. When I used to, back in elementary school, getting off the school bus, there was a store in front of my parents' house. And every time I got off the bus, one of them would call me up, hey, come here, go in the store. Back then, anybody can buy cigars.
Yeah.
Go in the store and get me a cigar. They used to smoke those King Edwards and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So go in there and I get a cigar, and just to see them, how they put it in their mouth, and still can hold them out while they're talking,
stuff,
and it just looks so, I was just fascinated by it. So I said, when I get older, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
All right, so as I got older, when I went up to school in Kansas, I used to smoke, Black and Mild, sweets. And so I was sitting there, this is the second story, it's a funny story right here. I was smoking the Black and Mild, I had some people around me, and this guy, big guy, he was standing around me, and he just kept staring at me. So I'm like, man, did I do something to this guy or whatever? And he looked at me, he said, hey man, you think you're doing something smoking that little thing right there, right? He didn't call it a cigar, he said, you think a little thing right there. I was like, man, I'm just having fun, I'm just smoking. He's like, I'll be right back. So it kind of scared me when he said that. So he went to his car, came back, had me a cigar about that big.
Yeah, you're a stogie.
Yeah, about that fat around. So, they didn't have the clipper back then.
Yeah.
So he cut it off with a knife.
Gotcha.
He lit it for me. Man, I smoked it, and mind you, I smoked it like I was smoking that Black and Mild. So I inhaled it, passed out. Yeah. When I woke up, he's like, now on, when I see you, that's when I'm gonna see you smoking.
Man, you know what? And we're gonna finish with that. But cigars. What I found out is that a lot of people them Black and Milds. That's not a cigar.
It's not. No.
You had the filter in, whatever.
Yeah.
It might smell good, but it's not a cigar.
It's not a cigar.
And so, and you said and mentioned another thing too about like inhaling cigars.
Yeah.
A lot of people get cigars for the first time.
They think you should inhale it.
My wife, we went to a cigar lounge in Columbus, and on her birthday, and I took her to a cigar lounge, and she wanted a little girly cigar. She wanted a little, the sweet taste.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, whatever you do, baby, don't inhale it. She said, how would I know? I said, you'll know.
Yes, you will.
When you inhale, you know, because you're gonna be coughing.
Yes, you will.
So, but okay. So now Now you have your own brand of cigars.
Yes. I have 2 brands.
Okay, so what made you start your own brand of cigars? And how does that process work?
What made me start is because, I was smoking all these different brand names, right? And it just popped in my head one day. I was like, well, I wonder what do I need to do to get my own so I can have people buying mine. So back in the day, Charleston had the cigar factory.
Yeah.
Big cigar factory back in the day. And but the factory closed down, but they have some areas out there that still do cigars. So my one guy out there, he took over, I guess, for the family thing.
Yeah.
And so I heard about him, so I went to him and I asked him and his wife, I was like, if I wanted to start my own brand cigar, my own, what do I need to do? So he told me, okay, first, we'd have to go and start picking out the leaves.
Gotcha.
The different type of leaves and everything. So we did that, and man, we went through so many leaves. You got to pick out the blend that you want, then the binder, and then the wrapper.
Now, does the color leaf that make the now what makes a cigar strong?
It's what's packed in it also, but how you can tell which is strong and which is not. The lighter the leaf, the milder it is.
Gotcha. Okay.
The darker the leaf, the stronger. It's more full body.
Gotcha. Full body. And
Yeah.
I'm more of a medium, full body type guy. Some full bodies I can take, but some of them I feel like I'm floating.
Yeah, I'm a straight full body, and when people just getting started to smoking cigars, I always tell them, because a lot of people be like, man, I smoke a cigar, I'm never gonna do it again. It's probably because they didn't pick the right kind.
Gotcha.
So you get a lot of people when they first start smoking, they want to get something real aggressive. You don't start out with aggressive. You start off with something mild. And that's what I tell everybody. females, guys who getting into it. I tell them, smoke something a little mild. A lighter leaf, and I'll give them, something like a Rocky Patel, a small Rocky Patel, something like that, or acid. I'll give them something like that.
Acid that has the flavor in it.
Yeah, some of them got the Cuba acid. They got the flavor to it. But I always tell them to start out with something light, because if you start out with something dark, it's going to be strong. It's going to make you feel a certain type of way.
You're not going to want it.
And you don't want it no more. It's going to turn you against it. So that's why I always tell everybody, when you're doing it, start out with something. You
got to start off. You got you got the crawl, walk, and run phase.
Right.
They want to go straight into.
the run. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I found? That's kind of it was a shock to me, and now it's fascinating. I see a lot of women smoke cigars. Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how many women smoke cigars. At work one day, I was inviting a friend of mine out to come smoke with me at a place in Atlanta, and I said, man, it's going to be a lot. I said, if you make sure you're up on your cigars, because you're going to get asked questions. I said, a lot of women ask questions. He's like, man, women don't smoke cigars. I said, you won't believe it, man. The cigar community is huge.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's real huge.
Yeah.
And you would be fascinated about how many women that smoke cigars.
Yes.
I mean, it's a lot of women that smoke cigars.
Yeah, it is.
And they know their cigars too.
They know them. Yeah.
They know them.
Yeah, they're out there just for just faking it.
Nah, they know it. And if you go up to them and don't know what you're doing, they'll talk about you.
Like I said, my wife, she's not a cigar smoker, but she loves the smell of the cigars, and that's what I tell you what, my back, I was a little kid, my grandfather and all his friends, the older crowd, they had those pipes.
Yeah.
And Ed, I used to love the smell of the pipes, man. And I was like, man, what did they got? And they get their pipes and they put the thing in there and they just walk around and
the cherry flavor.
Just the smell of it, man.
Yeah. My grandma used to smoke pipe.
Yeah. And so that was like, wow. So, so cigars, and when you talk about the different leaves of the cigars, you got the light leaves to the dark leaves. So people talk about the Connecticut leaves. Is that more the light leaf?
The Connecticut is a light leaf. Matter of fact, I can show you like this one right here.
Okay.
This is a Connecticut right here. The light leaf is a Connecticut.
Okay.
And now this is my premier cigar.
That's premier cigar.
Yeah. This is the mild, and it's Connecticut. It's a real smooth smoke.
Gotcha.
And I always tell everybody, if they ask me, what type of cigar should I start with? Of course, I'm gonna say the Premier, because it's a light cigar. So
And Premier, that's your cigar.
That's my cigar.
That's your cigar.
That's my cigar right here.
That's your cigar.
One of mine. Yeah.
Gotcha. With the purple label on it.
Yeah.
Purple relates to royalty. Right?
There it is.
And so so that light cigar, and now when we go to the light, the Connecticut leaf, things like that. Now, as far as food, what would you? Because when I eat something before I smoke a cigar.
Right.
But I want to make sure that I eat something that's going to pair with a good cigar. And so when you're talking about the lighter Connecticut leaf, what kind of food would you use that?
Like some people come out here and they'll eat and they ask me, hey man, I just got done eating some lamb chops. What's a good cigar to get me after I smoke? And I always tell them, a mild cigar.
Gotcha.
Mild cigar go with lamb chops. It'll go with some anything baked. Really. Gotcha. It'll go with real good with it. Yeah. And also with good dessert.
Desserts.
Good dessert.
You gotta have a dessert.
Like the mild, the premier is a mild cigar. It'll go with like a key lime pie.
Gotcha.
And it's another name of a pie that I can't think of, but it'll go great with it.
What about the lemon meringue pie?
Lemon meringue, any
type of
fruity,
citrus fruit.
it'll go good with a mild cigar.
Okay.
Even with a flavored cigar, it'll go good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so, with the foods now, with drinks or cocktails, what would you say that the lighter leaf?
Now, with the lighter leaf, I always explain to people with a lighter leaf, you want something, that's real smooth. Gotcha. You can do coffee with it. Yeah. Now I have some people that smoke, drink tea with it. Yeah. And a nice good sweet red wine.
Gotcha.
Sweet red wine to go perfect with the mild spice and with the beer.
So what I'm hearing is that the more the sweeter or fruity type things goes with your lighter.
Yeah, with the lighter. Because I was in Atlanta and I went to this one cigar bar and the guy, he had a Cuban cigar, and I told him about mine, and he sat down. He made me some Cuban coffee.
Yeah, I remember you told me.
Yeah, he gave me Cuban coffee, and I smoked. I gave him one of my cigars, and we sat. And he's like, "Man, this cigar goes so good."
And that was the premiere.
That was the premiere.
You know what? I went in and I told my wife about that. I said, I told Eddie. He said something about some Cuban coffee.
Yeah.
And that I never really had coffee with a cigar. Mm-hmm. So I went in and got me some of that coffee, and I made me a pot and. Got me a cigar, man, and smoked it. Man, been a fan ever since. Been a fan ever since.
Yeah, man.
So,
awesome.
Light cigars, like I said, I like those. And so, now, where do, I guess I get a question like the best, because everybody said, where are the best cigars made at? Where do you think it comes from?
And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people feel Cuba because of the Cohiba. Yeah. But the soil that I've been told, especially talking with the different, because I met Khalila Fuente, Rocky Patel, met them, and Nicaragua, Dominican, and Honduras, they have the great soil. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cuba has great soil also, but those areas right there, most people, when you tell them that your cigar is made from a Nicaraguan blend, they love it because Nicaraguan has that great soil.
So the soil is the key for that tobacco.
Yep, for that tobacco when it's growing, that soil, the way they keep their soil. Okay, that's what it is.
And then I also found out too, Ed, is that just because a cigar is a $50 or $60 cigar, don't mean it's the best.
Mean it's the best. No.
And a lot of people think, man, I pay a lot of money, but it's not true.
It's not true because I can go out here and buy me a $50, $60 cigar. You can have a $10 cigar.
That $10 gonna
smoke way better. Because especially if it's hand rolled.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Now, I'm gonna come back to that.
Okay.
I'll come back to hand roll.
All right.
Because that was another thing I had. So I hope I can remember that. But let's go to the dark leaf now. Mm-hmm. So in between the light and the dark, is there no in between?
Yeah, it's a medium.
Medium, okay.
Medium. It's like a medium to full body.
Gotcha.
So a medium cigar, it's not as aggressive. And it gives you a blend of both.
Gotcha.
So like if you just start smoking, you've been smoking for kind of a good period of time, then you're considered a person that would smoke medium to full body.
Gotcha.
So you might not want to stay with the mild, so you don't want to get all the way to the full body. So you get that in between. Gotcha. And you get a lot of people that want to stay in that area for a while because they're getting their palate full. To move up.
Gotcha.
And I always say don't rush yourself because when you rush yourself, then you're gonna turn yourself against the cigar.
Gotcha. And I compare. That's why in this show is called Food for Thought because I'm always comparing things with food. Mm-hmm. A lot of things go with food.
Right.
Food brings up conversation. Right. Drinking a nice drink, conversation. Mm-hmm. Having a nice cigar, it's conversation, man. Yep. And so when you're talking about you work your way up for your palates with cigars, same thing with food. Mm-hmm. I mean, some things when I when I feed people, when I do events and stuff or do things, I try to give people something different.
Right.
Than what they're normally used to.
Right.
Just to, sometimes you got to excite your palate. And so that's the same, I see you saying with cigars.
Yeah.
Start off with the light one, then work your way up to the dark leaf. Now, we get to that dark leaf, I call that the big boy, the grown man cigar.
Grown man cigar.
So that dark leaf, man, so what, now, does the tobacco, does it start off light and turn dark?
They have, when it's growing, it has different levels of leaves. Okay. And all the leaves come out, at a certain color. Okay. But as it grows, as the vine or the branch grows or whatever, the plant grows, as the plant grows, you have your different level of leaves. Gotcha. I couldn't break it down, but I can't remember all the different leaves, right? But it'll go through the different stages. Yeah. But once they pick it, what they do is the darker the leaf, the less light that it gets when they're fermenting. Okay. Okay. That's the so if it gets a lot of light, that's when it's real light. Okay. So when you have a dark cigar, that means been in there with some dark. The darkest and less light. Yes, it's less light and it's in there. Okay. Is it cool? It's cool air, Okay. And that keeps it to where it can stay dark. Okay. And that helps. And then you can use some of that. They pack it with the dark leaf also. That's what makes it aggressive, real strong. Now I've seen some that's got a light leaf, a dark. Oh, the barber pole. Yeah, the barber pole. Yeah. Now that's when they do that, they're tempting your palate to see what you like. If you want it aggressive, because you're gonna get the taste of all of it. Gotcha. So that's what it does. Now I have one of those before, and I enjoyed that. And that kind of same thing with I say with bell peppers. Bell pepper, it starts off green, right? Then it changes colors, yellow, orange, and red. And then when it ripens, it's red. So same thing with your leaves and stuff like that. Right. Same process, man. It's amazing how food, same thing we talked about with bourbon. How bourbon is aged and how it's done. Same thing with tobacco. Same process. Yeah. Because most of them, I tell some people, most of your bourbon and cigars are aged the same way. Bourbon gets aged in a barrel, and they put them in the barrel. Sometimes they put them in the dark room. Gotcha. Your cigar leaves, they put them in the dark room. If they for the full body. Same concept. Yep. Same concept. So the dark leaf, I want to move to smoke me a dark leaf cigar, your full body. I want to put something in my stomach. What's a good food to pair with that? Good steak. Good steak. Good steak. A good steak go with anything. But I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna say a steak. I've noticed when I come here and I eat some salmon. I eat salmon and I get that full body cigar. Gotcha. Man, it's awesome. Okay, it's awesome. Yeah, I bet you a nice blackened salmon with it is. That's what I get. Yeah, blackened salmon. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, man. And so, of course, then you go with your dessert. So, I wouldn't put a lot of sweet desserts with the dark. Okay. Because it's just for me, because it takes away from the flavor of the food. Gotcha. What about chocolate? The dark chocolate or something? I was getting ready to tell you. Okay. Now, a dark chocolate a dark chocolate is not always sweet. No, it's not. Right. It's not. So, and I tell some people, I have few people try this. I said, get a piece of dark chocolate, put it in the corner of your mouth, and smoke a dark cigar with it. Watch how it tastes. I'm gonna try that, man. Try it, man. I'm gonna try that out. Yeah. I'm gonna try that out. So any type of dark chocolate, dark chocolate cake, great. And so I'm a dark chocolate guy. Your regular, chocolate, white chocolate, I'm not too crazy about. Milk chocolate is good, but I prefer dark. Dark, not sweet. Right. So, okay, so that's awesome, man. So I mean, that's fascinating how your different type of cigars from your light, medium, full body, how it pairs with different types of food and stuff. Yeah. And you have a dinner, then you have a dessert, and then you want a after dinner cigar and drink. Right. So now we kind of told that people know which cigar, what kind of type of foods it pair with and drinks it. Right. And so I didn't forget the hand roll. Yes. Now, I like to do a lot of research and look online and stuff. And I was like, okay, what's so special about hand rolled cigars? And I'm gonna tell you, I learned the difference between a machine roll and hand roll. And I guess for me, it's how much passion and how much time they put in it. And they're gonna make with the machine roll cigar. The machine just goes through, packs it, roll it. Yeah. Now, when a person is rolling, like the guy and his wife who rolls my cigar, when they're rolling it, they take their time.
Gotcha.
You know, and the way they roll it with hand rolled cigars, that helps you get with the even burn, even smoke. You know how some cigars roll. So when they roll it real tight.
Gotcha.
You know, a machine, can roll it tight, but it don't take the time to make sure it's rolled the way. So you can get the even smoke, you know, and get the good burn.
So is a hand roll versus machine roll? Is it packed tighter? Or
yes, and more people prefer hand rolled than machine roll.
I do too.
Yeah, because in simple fact, because how tight it's rolled. You know, and how smooth it looks after it's rolled.
Yeah,
you know,
and you can tell by the smoke how it burns. If it's in a machine roll, which make a big difference.
Yeah,
you know,
because a lot of machine roll cigars, they got these things different the way it burns. If you ever look at a canoe, and that means it burns up the middle of the cigar. Yeah. And you get a lot of machine roll cigars that do that. Yeah, but the hand roll ones, when they roll it real tight, oh man, it's awesome.
And it's all about the love and passion.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with cooking, man.
There it is.
Cook with love, passion. When I was a kid, I always hear my grandmother or aunt and mom say, I was like, why it tastes so good? You know, because they're cooking with love.
Cooking with love, yeah.
That's love. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean, cooking with love? Is that in the recipe? You know what? That was ever measured, but it's love. But then when I became a chef, I realized what they meant by cooking with love, man. When you put love into something, your passion, something, the end product, it shows.
And you take your time.
You take your time and do it, man. So same thing with the cigar, man. So, but man, I'm excited, man. And I got me a drink, and I'm excited to try. I want to go with your dark, you know, because that prestige and smoke that one and see how it smokes, and have a nice drink with it, man.
Okay.
So. But I appreciate you, man. Educating us on cigars, man.
Anytime.
Cigars is, I said they're business deal makers. A lot of people they're business deal makers, man.
I tell people the cigar in golf. You make a lot of business deals on the golf course. Yeah. You make a lot of business deals smoking cigars.
That's true.
Yes,
and I'm not a good golf player, but I'm gonna look good on the course. I'm gonna dress good, and I'm having a cigar. I might not hit the ball good, but I'm having a cigar.
You're gonna look the part.
I'm gonna look, man. But yeah, so I appreciate you, man. Educating us on cigars, and say we can go, smoke like one.
Yes, sir.
Smoke, man. And
I'm always ready for that.
And taste that thing.
Yes,
man.
sir.
So we're gonna go ahead and then light up a cigar and just talk about the different flavors of it. And so when we come back, we'll show you that process of doing that. So we'll be back. All right. All right, we're back. So now we transition. You gave us a good education on the different types of cigars. So now it's time to light this bad boys up and taste them. So,
all right.
Now talk to us about what like they have different gauges. So this is
a 60 gauge.
60 gauge.
Yeah, you have. I think that the lowest gauge is 42, and it goes up because the biggest one has the 80 gauge.
80 gauge.
That's a big boy.
Yeah,
I can't have that. So the highest I go, I've had a 70 gauge, but 60 is the highest I go.
I think I prefer the 60 gauges right here. There's a nice little smoke to it. Yeah. And so 60 gauge, that means that's the
range.
Range. Okay. Yeah. And the length, what kind
that's a 66.
66?
Yeah, 66,
This is the perfect smoke for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Perfect one, man. Yeah. So 50 gauge, 66 inch. Okay.
Yeah.
So remember that. All right. Yeah. So we talk about, you got the top, you got the bottom. I don't know if there's a name for it.
The head and the foot.
Head and the foot. Head and the foot. That's simple. Can't get one like that.
Right.
We like the foot.
We
don't like the head.
Yep.
So now, for the head, as far as like cutting, it's different type of cutters.
Different type of cut.
I guess it's your preference, but
Yeah, and I'm gonna show you the different cut. Like the main one everybody knows. I just showed it on yours. Okay. The main one everybody knows is guillotine. This is what you get a straight cut. Straight cut. That's what most people when they first start. No, I can say first start. When people start cutting their cigars, they always use a guillotine. Gotcha. Your guillotine, you'll take the guillotine and cut just the head part off. You got some people that will cut it all the way down. Yeah. But you don't get the head part off.
Just the tip of it.
Just the tip of it. Then, like I tell you, when you cut it with the guillotine, always brush it off. Gotcha. So you don't get the dead leaves and the residue. Okay. And then we have what is called V cut. V cut. All right, the V cut, it gives you basically a V. A V shape. A V shape cut and you have some people that do the V twice. They'll cut it one time and then cut it next time to make it like a star. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So you got some people that do that. And then you got what I prefer. I prefer the punch. The punch. Yes. Okay. You put that in a second to open this up. The punch is just a circle. It's a circle. Okay. It's a circle right there, punch, and you get it on the end of the cigar. And some people like it at an angle. Yeah. I like mine straight in the middle. Straight in the middle. Straight in the middle. You put it straight in the middle. You just twist down on it. You get it there good, then pull it right on out. Pull it right on out. You just pull that plug out. All right. You pull the plug out of it. That's gotcha. Yeah. All right.
That's awesome. Now the flat cut, you get it open the cigar.
Open the cigar up and you get a great full draw. Full draw. I mean the whole cigar you're gonna need.
And it burns quicker.
Yes, it burns quicker. I always tell people if you wanna get a smoke your cigar fast, get that straight cut. It's gonna pull it all the way out. Gotcha. Now if you want with the V cut and the punch, it's gonna give a slower smoke. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So, but it's now I'm gonna let you know another thing. A lot of people with lighting your cigar, there's different fascinations with lighting cigars. Yeah. Some people use the match. Yeah. Which is the old school. Yeah. They're gonna use the match, and using the match, you get a different taste also. When you use the match. Nowadays, everybody wants their cigar to be lit quick, so. Yeah. You got to use a torch. You got to use a torch. That's the only way to light it. You got to use a torch, man. Yeah. Not one of them big lighters. Nah. You got to use a torch. Now, I'm fascinated by cigars. Yeah. I mean, by lighters. I got all kinds. Yeah. I got the one I hold from back here and light your cigar while you stand in the corner. But I'm fascinated by it. So, but yeah, I got this torch right here. So I'm going to let you go and light yours up. Okay. And I always tell people when you light, you toast it first. Gotcha. Get a good toast on it. Once you get a good toast on it, all right. Now you go ahead and put it so you can get a pull. And I always tell people don't get straight down on the lighter. See how far I can be away from that? And you got a good light. And you just turn around and make sure the whole thing is red. Yeah. So that's why I always tell everybody, get a good toast. And you get a lot of people when they're lighting the cigars with a torch, they feel they got to be right up on it. No, you get back from it. You pull on it. Yeah. You just make sure you got it, the full ring is red, you're good to go.
Now, I tell you, like you got your sommeliers with wine and stuff like that. You got sommeliers with you got water sommeliers. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if they have a cigar, people that can tell you what type of leaves to blend and stuff like that. But, sometimes you smokes, they can tell you, like, if it's got like a hint of like cedar, if it's got like a
wood or hickory,
hickory, things like that.
This one here, and I'm gonna tell you, the oilier, if you get a good oily cigar, which that one is, you can see the shine on it. Yeah, you're gonna get this one's got a good hickory and I always say like a smoked hickory. Yeah, that's what you'll get at that right there.
This is now I gotta say this is your prestige with the darker leaf. Yes, it's a smooth cigar, man. Smooth cigar, and the flavor is great, and it's like you don't even have to pull on it too.
No, you don't. Yeah, and that's when they were rolling it. I asked her, which is the people who roll it. I asked the wife. I was like, when you roll it, can you explain to me what makes it when you roll it gives a smooth, even smoke? And she told me, she's like, well, if you ever notice her hands when she's rolling it. She rolls from the top to the bottom. Gotcha. When she gets to the bottom, she tucks it more at the bottom. Okay. To make it tighter down. Gotcha. Because if you get some cigars when you smoke it, they flare out. Yeah. When you smoke it, that's because it's not tight. Gotcha. So okay. Yeah. And I always tell everybody, especially with the Prestige, the first inch and a half of that Prestige, you're gonna get a good, good little. Yeah. But when you get into it, it's gonna smooth out. You're gonna be like, you got. I need another one. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But this is like I said, this is great, man. I can see. We talked about it earlier with a piece of chocolate. I can taste a piece of chocolate right now with this cigar, man. And I can actually taste it. Even though I don't have chocolate in my mouth, but I can taste it.
You can taste
it,
yeah. So it's going to give you that, man. It's a great smoke. And I don't say it just because it's mine. It's because when I went to get it done, before I started saying I want to let somebody else have it, I let people that I know taste it.
Gotcha.
Tell me what you think of this. Tell me what you think of it. When they start telling me, I was like, okay. It ain't just me thinking it's good. I really think it's good.
Yeah. I know, man. We're gonna, we outside in the back, of the building, the patio. We got a lot of traffic going up and down the street, a lot of noise, man. So, but again, man, thanks again for enlightening us on the cigars, not just cigars, but your cigars, and just let everybody know again where they can purchase your cigar, if there's a way they can purchase or.
Yeah, you're gonna hit me on my social media pages. I have Light Up Cigar Lounge.
Light It Up Cigar Lounge.
Light Up, it's LITE up Cigar Lounge, and that's on Facebook, and then on Instagram. You can hit me at Mr. Cigars. Mr. Cigar Mr. Cigar.
Okay. We'll make sure we put it up there where they can see it, information to get in touch with you, man. But again, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for again, being on the show, talking to us about your cigars, Ed, Mr. Cigar. And we're gonna finish this cigar with a cocktail, whatever, and then finish the night out. But again, appreciate you. Again, thank you again for another episode watching us here on Food for Thought and the Soul. And until next time, you're going to be blessed. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy.
Thank you. All right. Premier and Prestige.
Prestige. That's it.